This is going to be one of the lowest hanging fruits to increase your profit. I didn't have any bananas. What if I told you by watching this video, you could increase your average order value by up to 20% pretty much overnight? So when I started Solid Jewelry 10 years ago, I had a really profitable product. But the problem is the average order value was really low. It was only around about 18, 19 pounds. So whilst it was very profitable, there wasn't enough physical profit in the order to actually pay for ads or scale ads to any significant level. So that meant I constantly found myself saying, ads won't work for me. Ads don't work for this business. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will resonate with that. And I certainly couldn't pay myself a wage so that I could quit my day job. So I knew I had to increase my average order value. Problem was, most of my orders were coming from repeat purchasers or word of mouth sales. So if I suddenly increased my prices by 50%, which still wouldn't have given me a huge average order value, orders would have just ground to a halt because it would have been too expensive. But by using these tactics I'm going to talk about today, I was able to take my average order value from £18 to £26 relatively quickly. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but that extra £8 per order gave me enough profit to start running ads and scaling them. And then, obviously, continually improving that average order value until eventually I took it from £18 in the beginning to over £30, which has been enough to grow a multi-million pound business. Now, most e-commerce gurus out there will tell you that you need a £50 average order value or more, or you can't have a scalable, profitable business. Now, the higher the average order value, of course, the better. However, it really depends on how much profit you've got per order. If you're paying less than £1 or $1 for a product and selling it for £20 or $20, there's a lot of actual margin in there. If you're buying a product for £30 or $30 and selling it for $50, then it's the same profit. But it really depends on what the product is and how frequently a customer is going to purchase, because you could potentially lose money on the first sale if you know that somebody's going to shop again and again in the next few months. And all of a sudden that ad spend that you've spent out in the beginning turns into profit relatively quickly. But if it's only £10 profit per order and they're only going to buy once a year, then those unit economics aren't really strong enough to grow a business. I've spoken to quite a few businesses recently, and it's quite scary how many people skip this step. They get so excited about the product and the marketing side that they forget the unit economics. So I would definitely say head over to our website and look for the unit economics calculator. You put in your product cost, how much it's going to cost to get the order out to the customer, how much revenue you're going to get back, and therefore how much profit you've got in each order and what that means in terms of scalability for your business. So coming back to my jewelry business, now we had a 80-90% margin in the actual product, which meant that we had a high margin to play with. But as I mentioned, the average order value was still quite low, and that did definitely put a cap on how much we could spend on ads. But we definitely did this profitably, and compared to a lot of business owners that I've spoken to in the e-commerce space, our net profit margin was actually quite a lot higher than most businesses. So by continually working on this, even with a low average order value, you can still be profitable in the long term. So what did I do to get the average order value up? One of the quickest ways to boost your average order value is a post-purchase upsell. Now, here's why it really, really works. Number one, it's the perfect timing to hit them with an upsell. They've already committed to buying, they've crossed that trust threshold and committed, pressed shop now, they've given you your card details and the order, they're expecting their order. Number two, it's frictionless. It's literally, you click a button and it's added to their order. So there's no extra details for the customer to really think about having to enter. Number three, you can make it feel like a bonus, like they're getting something extra rather than them focus on the extra money that they're spending. So how do you do it? Well, it has to be the right product. If you have something that's too low in value, you're missing out on valuable profit. But if you offer them something that is crazy high price, then it's just going to turn them off straight away. So the best way is to find something that complements the product, but also make sure it's a high margin product, because of course it's a quick decision. So you want to make it a no-brainer. This is often quite a high discount if you can, or by having something that's just really high value that maybe they've missed on the website. But of course, the sweet spot will fall somewhere in between, and you're going to have to test different prices, different products. You can have different products depending on which item that the customer has bought, but there are actually AI tools out there now that will find those links of what the customers are buying and what they should offer. So it's quite a low and easy lift for you as a Shopify owner to implement this, and it can definitely be done in less than a day, and the revenue will start coming in instantly. And then it's all about testing and testing different offers, different prices, different products, and yeah, just keep finding the sweet spot and keep changing it up and make it feel like a win for that customer rather than spending extra money. Now, a lot of these apps will actually offer a downsell. So if they say no to the first upsell, then you could offer them something else. So you can really also play with which order you have the products in, offering them something that's a higher price, and then maybe drop into something that's either a higher discount or just a lower value product, or vice versa. Maybe get them saying yes to the opt-in and then hitting them with something else. But you've got to be careful with that, of how much you actually want pop-ups and how many offers you want to show your customer. So it depends on your brand and the products, but you can definitely make extra money by having 2 extra offers rather than just 1. So what does this look like in real life? Well, last year I generated almost £100,000 of extra revenue, and as I mentioned, it's a high margin product, so that was pretty much pure profit. The customer has already clicked on the website, they've already made a purchase, we've already paid for them to get to the website via ads or whichever, an email, or we've done the hard work to get them there. So now we're maximizing the profit of each order, because again, the shipping cost is going to stay the same. The packaging cost might increase a tiny bit, but obviously relative to a new order, an extra order, it's far cheaper. So I definitely recommend implementing this straight away. So just to recap, I'll put the app that we use in the description. It's really easy to set up. You find a high margin product that's complementary to the thing that they're already buying, and you make the offer really compelling. It has to be obvious, it has to be a bold offer, because you're going to get a few seconds for them to make that decision. And then you test the pricing, test the product, test the offer, and watch your average order value go up. It's that simple. It's low effort, high reward. So you definitely want to implement this straight away. Here's to bigger profits.